Professor Rob Hyndman has a job that keeps him one step ahead, even during the COVID-19 pandemic. While most of us woke to updates on daily infection rates, his team was using statistical tools to help the Australian government predict what would happen next.
So ever since March 2020, every week we have produced forecasts of COVID case numbers for every state in Australia. Those forecasts get used to decide policy responses to help with the pandemic.
Professor Hyndman is renowned for his research in statistical forecasting. His algorithms have enabled organisations around the world to produce forecasts from millions of datasets. Professor Hyndman was among the first researchers to develop automated time series forecasting methods that could work at very large scales. His work has many applications.
For example, a retail company will produce forecasts of sales so that they can make sure they have enough stock in the stores to meet the demand. Electricity companies forecast the demand for power so that they can make sure they have generating enough power for the future.
Professor Hyndman was instrumental in creating one of the most used forecasting models in the world. Initially, he co-developed state space models to better determine projected costs for the Australian government's pharmaceutical benefits scheme.
Forecasting the difference between what actually happened and what they were forecasting before I got involved was about between $0.5 to $1 billion. After we built these models, it was more like $50 to $100 million. So it was a huge improvement in accuracy.
More recently, Professor Hyndman has also become involved in anomaly detection. He works with the Queensland government to monitor their river network and look for any unusual activity, which could be an indication of pollutants or a sensor malfunctioning.
Once you've got thousands of sensors along lots of rivers, you can't actually manually monitor them anymore. You need some algorithmic approach to do it.
These same algorithmic approaches can be used in industries like banking to detect fraud.
I get a buzz out of seeing my work used everywhere, and that's one of the reasons that very early in my career I decided to write open source software implementations of whatever methodology I develop. And that's been key to the impact that I've been able to have. My forecasting algorithms are downloaded several million times every year and get used in pretty well every industry in the world.
For his remarkable contributions to science and its applications, Professor Hyndman has been elected a Fellow of the Australian Academy of Science.